He laced and relaced his fingers as if he was trying if he was somewhat apprehensive to begin the conversation, and suddenly he cleared his throat. So, Peter, Lori, I know y'all just rolled into town, but I had to fill you folks on what's been going on around here lately. It's been a matter of safety, especially with her little youngling running around. I always thought it was such a shame that Mr. Voss chewed tobacco all the time, not only because I thought spitting dip was gross, but because it prevented him from speaking as much. Mr. Voss sounded like the lowest string on a fiddle, his vocal cords oiled with old southern blood, a lullaby with seamlessly rises and dips of cadence. Every sentence a resonant stanza in a ballad. You would recall a trip to the post office to the tune of an old campfire story. The early evening in March, as dusk and its chill fell upon the treetops of Clarence and the sun sank low in the peach-colored sky, I noticed that Mr. Voss' speech was unobscured by his usual lipful of dip. I settled into my hiding spot. This must be serious. Mr. Voss was about to spin a yarn. So, all of this started in late November. Best we can call a summer surmise. Rumors began floating around right after Thanksgiving, late November. You know, you had boys out there in their land or their buddies' land hunting deer and ducks, doves and geese, fat and happy in their camo. Believe me, I was one of them, but a few of them made some grisly discoveries. They, found some animal carcasses while they were hunting. The puzzled looks on my parents' face when they're suddenly imbued with concern. Mr. Voss took a sip of his whiskey and continued. As I'm sure you both know, eastwards right yonder across the river from our property is Ed Curry's hunting land. He's got about 50 acres or thereabouts. Well, Carey and his boys were hunting in the wee hours of the morning, planning on the shacking up in the little hunting stand near a clearance in the center of the property. Once they got up there and started looking around, they found a buck. His voice cracked for a moment and his eyes flickered between Mom and Dad. A mutilated buck. At first, they thought it was a pack of coyotes, maybe a bobcat, but the more they saw, the harder it was to rationalize in their minds. Now, Peter, Lori, I don't mean to be graphic, but I think it's important that you know the details. He paused, waiting for one of them to stop him, but neither did. It was fresh. The neck was broken violently. It had been eviscerated, as one of Carrie's boys put it. Sorry? Eviscerated, thank you. As one of the Carrie's boys put it, Ed said it was a mess. Carnage just everywhere. Something had taken a bite through its leg, at the haunches, cracked right through the bones, and crushed the socket when it ripped out. Ed said the bite was this big. He gestured, but from outside my peeping mirror's view, my dad exhaled in disbelief. My mom winced, a pained look on her face. My God, Dan. By December's end, they found the buck, and a few more animals torn up to a similar degree. The week before Christmas, I was in the field near the border of your property, and I saw the lump of fur laying off yonder in the field. I was worried it was one of the beagles, but once I got up close to see it, it was a coyote. There were these deep gashes from the tips of the ribs on one side to the tips of the ribs on the other. I could see the oval shape of the bite mark. It had a set of jaws. I mean, a big set of jaws. Like Ed had said, it must have just held its rib cage in its mouth and bitten down on it. Mr. Voss paused, lost in thought for a moment. Peter, if I've never seen anything like it, it was a nightmare. I'm just glad that the wife didn't stumble on it. Mr. Voss downed what was left of his whiskey. I heard the clink of his glass as he sat on the coffee table. Then, about 2 weeks later, David Kilpatrick and his daughter were out hunting on Carrie's land. You know, Carrie's boy, Joey, being sweet on her for a while. Well, being sweet on her for a while, so Carrie lets Dave take her out and they're hunting. Gave Joey something to bond with her over and all that. Well, the little lady begs her in a doe. So her and Dave head over to its trudging through all the bushes and fallen leaves, and but I've yet to tag it. As they're walking over, the little lady goes to hop over the recently fallen sweet gum tree. The poor child landed in a dead buck corpse. It was almost all skeleton, but